The St. Petersburg-Hiitola Railway is a 170-kilometer-long railway with 1,520 mm broad gauge located in St. Petersburg, Leningrad Oblast and Republic of Karelia, which links Finlyandsky Rail Terminal to Khiytola through Devyatkino, Vaskelovo, Sosnovo, Priozersk and Kuznechnoye. Originally built by Finnish State Railways in the Grand Duchy of Finland, the railway was part of a trunk line from Vaasa by the Gulf of Botnia to St. Petersburg. In the 1940 Moscow Peace Treaty, the territory was ceded by Finland to the Soviet Union. The railroad is now operated by the Russian Railways. The railroad is used by passenger trains between St. Petersburg and Sosnovo. The track between Khiytola and Sosnovo is a part of the Vyborg-Joensuu Railroad, completed in 1894. As the Russian part of the Rithimiki St. Petersburg Railway is planned to be renovated to handle high-speed international trains operated by Karelian trains and to be used exclusively for passenger traffic. So the cargo traffic between Finland and Russia, mostly lumber, granite, rubble and oil, is expected to be switched to the St. Petersburg-Hiitola Railroad. This would make the railway a part of the northern east-west freight corridor. History. The railway connected Khiytola on the Vyborg-Joensuu Railway with Finland's station in St. Petersburg, bypassing the Rithimiki-Vyborg-St. Petersburg trunk line of Finnish Railways. Construction of the railway had been completed by January 1917, although some works continued until 1919. The line was constructed from Raatu to Khiytola as single-line railway which is used in both directions. The part of the railway south of Ras-Ule was on the Russian side of the Finnish-Russian border. In 1918, after Finnish independence and during the Finnish Civil War, communications between Finland and Soviet Russia ceased. In spring 1918, troops under Georg Elfsvängren blew up the track to prevent supplies reaching Red Guard units operating near Raatu. The railway was cut between New Yala and Lemplovo and 1.7 kilometers of track was removed on the Finnish side. The Leningrad-Lemplovo part became part of NKPS Soviet Railways 1919 to 1939. This section was operated at first by Nikolai Railway and later, after name change, the October Railway. In 1940, after the Winter War and again in 1944 after the Continuation War, the Karelian Isthmus with the railway was ceded to the Soviet Union in the Moscow Peace Treaty, Moscow Armistice and Paris Peace Treaty. In 1939, as the war had begun, the population along the railway was evacuated, mostly to Pieksämäki. In 1941 some of them returned. In June 1944, during the final stages of the Continuation War, a train of Karelian evacuees was bombed by the Soviet Air Force in Petrjärvi. The second parallel track between Sosnovo and Losovo, which is expected to be linked to Kamenogorsk and Vyborg, has been under construction since 2008 to handle the increasing freight traffic bypassing the connection between St. Petersburg and Vyborg railway stations. The construction year and original Finnish Karelian name are given in brackets. Stops of the diesel engine train are bolded. St. Petersburg, Finlyandsky Rail Terminal 0 km. Kushli-Uka as a freight terminal from Sikald connection line 5 km. Piskaria-Uka 9 km. Ruchi 12 km. Murino, Devyatkino 17 km. Lavriki, Kapitalovo 23 km. Kuzmalovo, Toksovo 29 km. Kavklovo, Oselki, Peri 42 km. 39th km. Gruzino, branch line to Zavodskoye, 50 km. 47th km. Vaskelovo 57 km, 54th km Lemblovo, Orahovo 65 km, 67th km, 69th km, Sosnovo XVR Station 79 km, 78th km, Petroyarvi 91 km, Losovo, Gromovo 107 km, Sukadali, Otradnoy 120 km, Mali Upeltu 130 km, Sinyovo, Priozersk 145 km, 148th km, 152nd km, Kuznechnoye 160 km, 159th km, 168th km, Kulikovo, Khiytola 178 km, Electrification, 1951, Finlyandsky Rail Terminal, Piskaria-Uka 1958, Piskaria-Uka, Peri 1959, Peri, Vaskelovo 1959, Vaskelovo, Sosnovo, 1975, Sosnovo, Priozersk 1976, Priozersk, Kuznechnoye. Finnish statistics for Khiytola, Rasuli, borderline, public timetable 1938, Khiytola 0 km, station 55.62 meters above sea level, Varvaja 5 km, stopping place, Vajala 8 km, platform switch, Kopsala 11 km, stopping place in 1944 timetable, Serzhavye 14 km, stopping place, Karlati 18 km, station 11.89 meters above sea level, Sukla 21 km, stopping place, Karpayasami 26 km, platform switch 14.29 meters above sea level, Kakasami 33 km, station 10.02 meters above sea level, Napin Lati 43 km, platform switch 10.02 meters above sea level, Milipeltu 48 km, station 22.67 meters above sea level, Rajasuo 52 km, stopping place in 1944 timetable, Pihajavi 58 km, station 23.84 meters above sea level, Noi Tamar 65 km, platform switch 32.61 meters above sea level, Sakala 71 km, station 46 meters above sea level, Vyaksan Lati 76 km, stopping place, Kavinami 79 km, station 16.05 meters above sea level, Savantola 81 km, stopping place, Petrojavi 88 km, station 52.11 meters above sea level, Makar 95 km, stopping place, Rautu 99 km, station 64.44 above sea level, Rasuli border 8,941, 6 meters from Rautu, highest point of the line, 97.61 meters above sea level. Branches. The Finlyandsky Rail Terminal also serves the railroads heading towards Zelenogorsk and Vyborg, among others. Further, after Piskaria-Uka, the road branches into 3 ways, 2 others heading south and east. After Marino there is a link to Pargolovo, along which a section of the St. Petersburg Ring Road has been constructed. By 1930 in Finland a railroad linking Viapuri, Hinjoki, Ristsepala and Valkyavi had been built, which was expected to be continued to Rautu. The Russians started to build the missing section between Rautu and Valkyavi. The Finns considered also to build this missing link, but they found the difference in terms of highest maximum upgrade too big. The upgrade from Riverside would have been more than 15 promille. that was too much for this proposed line and the project was cancelled. In 1941, 6 kilometers of the track bed had been completed by the Russians in August 1941. This section was never completed. However, in the 1950s, Soviet authorities demolished the track between Khiytola and Michiranskoye, but the track bed remains, and the rails between Vaskelovo and Khiytola were also dismantled in 2001. However, the roadbed from Vaskelovo to Sosnovo has remained until now. At Kakasami was a short industrial 1,524 mm railway to German-owned Waldhof cellulose factory. This line was connected with VR-built short Kakasami Harbour Line. As of 2007, projects are being discussed to construct a cargo railway along the northern shore of the Vuoksi River from Lossivo to Kamenogorsk to ship crude oil to the seaport of Primorsk bypassing the St. Petersburg-Vyborg line. An alternative is reconstruction of the Sosnovo, Michiranskoye, Khiytola, Vyborg Railway. The old Karelian Railroad links Vyborg and Kamenogorsk to Khiytola. Besides a number of short military and industrial railways a few km long branch off from this line, e.g., a track between Orekhovo and Lemblovo westwards to Stekyani, between Grozino and 47th km eastwards, between Otradnoye and Mily Peltu westwards, at Priozersk eastwards to the Priozersk pulp and paper mill, as well as at Kuznechnoye to the shore of Lake Ladoga Harbour. Trains. The railway is used to ship petroleum to the ports of the Gulf of Finland through Khiytola, lumber and iron ore pellets from Karelia, as well as granite rubble from Kuznechnoye. Besides, it is a popular passenger line. Passenger trains: electric St. Petersburg, Vaskelovo, St. Petersburg, Sosnovo, St. Petersburg, Priozersk, St. Petersburg, Kuznechnoye, Devyatkino, Vaskelovo, Devyatkino, Sosnovo, Kuznechnoye, Sortovala diesel engine, St. Petersburg, Khiytola, Sortovala. Kostomoksha accidents. In 1983 in Sosnovo there was a cargo train crash resulting in a large oil spill.